ever found yourself on a public bus, completely captivated by the mystery girl sitting just out of your reach, behind you, and your mind filled with apprehension about how to initiate a dialogue? Well, today, we are setting up a detailed, simple, and non-intrusive 8-step guide, a plan designed specifically to aid you overcoming that fear. It's a guide to approach that unknown girl on the bus, ensuring you don't come across as intrusive or threatening, but as a genuinely friendly individual who just wants to get to know her better. The first crucial step involves an assessment of the situation. You need to be observant and attentive to understand current state. Look around you, observe the signs that might signal she is open for communication. Is she buried deep in the pages of a novel, her eyes transfixed on the lines as she flips through the pages? Is she submerged in the rhythm of the music playing through her earphones, her body subtly swaying to the beats? Is she deeply engrossed in her smartphone, her fingers tapping away at the screen, completely oblivious to her surroundings? If any of these signs are conspicuous, it would be prudent to respect her privacy and not intrude. However, if she seems relaxed, looking out of the window, her eyes reflecting a sense of tranquility and possibly a hint of boredom, that's when you know it's your time. That's your cue. Step 2. Establish a reason. After you've gotten comfortable with the idea of starting a conversation, it's time to provide a solid foundation for it. Humans are naturally curious beings, and they're more likely to feel at ease if there's clear rationale behind your approach. If there is a reason that prompts you to engage with them, they will feel less targeted and more involved in the conversation. For instance, imagine you see a woman carrying a book that you have been meaning to read. You could start by mentioning your interest in the book. This immediately gives your conversation a purpose other than just idle chatter. It introduces a shared interest, a common ground from which you can build your dialogue. Your curiosity about the book only makes the conversation feel more natural, but it also indicates your interest in their opinion, making them feel valued and respected. Alternatively, you might need to ask for directions. This is a common scenario where asking a stranger for help can lead to a conversation. It's an honest and straightforward reason for initiating contact, and it demonstrates that you trust their local knowledge and judgment. It's a simple and effective way to strike up a conversation with a complete stranger, can help people lower their guards and be more open to interacting with you. Having a reason doesn't just make your approach seem less random. It adds a layer of authenticity and intention to your conversation, making it feel less like an invasion of their personal space and more like a genuine connection. In every interaction, having a reason to engage, to connect, to communicate makes your intentions clear, and as a result, your approach is seen as more genuine. Step 3. Initiate a casual turnaround. You don't want to stand out or seem unnatural. Perhaps you're stretching out after a long day, or you're acting upon a sudden recollection. The key here is to mold your movements in such a way that they appear organic and not premeditated or forced. This should be a seamless transition, one that ideally unnoticed by others around you. Step 4. Engage in eye contact. This is an absolutely critical step as it sets the foundation for interaction. It's important to remember, though, that there's a precarious balance which needs to be maintained between a friendly, welcoming gaze and an intrusive, unsettling stare. Your goal is to emanate a sense of ease and approachability, not to instill fear or discomfort. Step 5. Bequeath a smile. A truly genuine, heartwarming smile can do miracles. It serves to disarm any barriers, extending an invitation of sorts, and it communicates very clearly that your intentions are benevolent. Step 6. Start the conversation. You've caught her eye, and now it's your moment to shine. Your heart might be racing, your palms might be sweaty, but you know you've got this. It's time to let your voice be heard. The words you say next could be the key to a wonderful connection. So take a deep breath, steady yourself, and prepare to speak. Remember, your voice is a powerful tool. It can convey warmth, friendliness, and confidence, or it can indicate nervousness and uncertainty. So strive to keep your tone calm, even and friendly. Imagine you're speaking to a good friend. This isn't an interview or a debate. It's simply a conversation, an exchange of ideas and thoughts. Now, before you let the words flow, remind yourself of the reason you've established earlier, the goal, the purpose, the rationale behind this conversation. Let it guide your words, your tone, your demeanor. It will help you stay focused, relevant, and engaging. You're not just talking to fill silence, you're talking to communicate, to connect, to create a moment that could last a lifetime. Remember the reason you've established earlier. Step 7. Respect her responses. This is a fundamental step that needs to be stressed. If she's open to conversation, then that's great. It's an opportunity for you to get to know her, to gauge her interests, and to deepen your understanding of her as a person. It's like opening a door to a whole new world where you can explore the depth of her character, her likes, her dislikes, her dreams, and her aspirations. However, it's crucial for you to be vigilant about her body language, her tone of voice, and her general disposition towards you. If she seems uninterested or uncomfortable, you have to be able to recognize it. Most people communicate more through non-verbal cues than through words. She might not express disinterest verbally, but if her body language or the tone of her voice suggest otherwise, don't ignore it. It is okay to be rejected or to be met with indifference. Do not view it as a personal attack, but rather as a sign that she might just need some space or time to think about things. And when you notice these signs, that's when you should acknowledge it. Remember, respect is not about pushing yourself onto someone else. It's about understanding boundaries and being aware of the other person's comfort. There's no harm in a polite retreat. It's far better to leave with respect, preserving your dignity and hers, rather than insisting on a conversation that she is clearly not interested in. Lastly, step 8. Keep it light and brief. The aim is to keep the discussion concise. This could potentially set the stage for future conversations. That's it. 8 uncomplicated steps to interact with an unfamiliar girl on a bus. It's all about sincerity and respect. Begin with evaluating the situation and finding a logical reason for initiating contact. Then, nonchalantly turn around, establish eye contact and flash a friendly smile. Gracefully ignite the conversation and value her responses. Remember to maintain a casual, brief tone throughout. Always be mindful that the objective is not to invade personal space or engender discomfort. Rather, these steps are designed to foster a friendly, respectful exchange. Who can predict? This bus journey could mark the beginning of an intriguing new camaraderie.